Hey, hello. It is the Go Birds podcast. Elliot Shore Parks, James Seltzer with you. Nothing to talk about.
What up?
BG's up, baby. How about it? Can
He's
you
back.
believe it?
He's back.
He's having a better day than you.
Dude, let me tell you.
So, yeah, Elliot.
Is this a thing unique to me? I feel like no one else at the station ever has a voice that sounds sore.
Well, 2022 Phillies run, I lost my voice.
Right.
And I
But that
learned
was
from
kinda
it to not yell at games.
That was kind of charming.
You're a little bit.
You know what I mean?
But I know the pain of when you your voice sounds like this and you're trying
It's
to
just
talk.
the worst.
It's a crappy feeling. There's nothing you can do about
it. I'm taking tea. I have a lozenger in. I'm doing Mucinex. It's a helpless feeling. I'd rather honestly be throwing up. I'd rather be throwing up nauseous than have to deal with this voice. So I apologize to everybody. There's certainly an argument for not recording, but I can't do it.
We had to. It's PG day. Yeah,
I
mean, it would have been
record,
ridiculous to not record.
Yeah. So you want to hear a funny story?
Sure. Well, yeah, let's listen to you tell a story.
So yeah, exactly. I came
long talk. Why not? Go for it.
Exactly. So yesterday I flew back from Indianapolis, which by the way, certainly
did you say Indianapolis?
No,
you said Minneapolis.
I don't know why.
It's a smaller version of Annapolis.
I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't know. But so my flight boarded at 6:20 a.m. Right, and I set my alarm the night before.
Deep into my day at that point.
Yeah, I know. Well, so I set 2 alarms, right?
Yeah.
And I just happened to wake up because someone texted me at 4:50.
Probably
I think it was either you or
sure
Kristen.
It was
I
me.
forget.
Yeah.
And so I woke up and I'm like, oh, nice. My alarm was going to go off in 10 minutes anyway. So I get up, I get to the airport. I'm at the gate, all is well. At 6 o'clock, my alarm goes off. I set my alarm for 6 o'clock.
No.
Instead of 6:20. Could you imagine the panic if
my God, especially because it's not
and it's such a not me thing to do. I'm always on time. I'm very well planned. And it's just
so you almost missed your flight home. And
literally,
theoretically,
I think I would have had an outside shot. It was pretty close. The
Minneapolis
airport is very. It was easy to get through. Yeah, it's just not my best game today.
I know, buddy. You doing all right there? You're gonna pay.
I'm actually feeling good. It's just the voice.
It's just the voice. Yeah, it happens.
It's not good, but you know it is good. Well, I don't know if it's good, but
I think it's good that Brandon Graham's back.
All right, well, you go first then. It feels like your wheelhouse. Day.
Well, look, it's funny because I wanted him to retire at the end of last season. Yeah. I wanted him to go out on top. I thought it was such a great story, the injury and the coming back and actually getting to play and winning the Super Bowl with the defense being, the greatest defensive performance we've ever seen in a game. I was like, what a magical thing.
Yeah.
Brandon Graham rides off into the sunset as a 2-time Super Bowl champion. But when I think about it now in the context of him coming back, I go back to, and I said it on the last, I've said a million times, that these guys, professional athletes, and particularly football players who physically, have such one injury can end their career. It's such a risk every time they step on the field that they have such a short period of time in their life to do the thing that they're best at.
Yeah.
Brandon Graham will never be better at anything than playing football, most likely outside being a parent or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what he was born to do. He was born to go play football. And who am I to tell that guy, yeah, you should retire. You should stay retired because it's so cool how you got to go out. Who am I? Who are any of us, honestly, to tell that guy how to feel, especially when it's becoming clearer and clearer. And he's even said it now. He said it today. He said it to Jason Kelsey, almost on New Heights.
Yeah.
It's very clear he didn't want to retire.
Yeah.
It's very clear that Brandon Graham wanted to play football this year. And whether it was the Eagles saying, hey, we're good, this, that, whatever it was, who knows how it all played out. But Brandon Graham didn't want to retire. So as much as I feel there are a lot of people out there saying, let him live. Brandon wanted this. This is something Brandon wanted. So at the end of the day, and the legacy thing, there is nothing that is going to hurt his legacy. Brandon Graham's legacy is locked in, cemented. It's over. Do we ever talk about Michael Jordan playing on the Wizards? No, we never bring it up. It never comes up. We don't talk about Jason Kelsey ending his career in the worst way possible. It never comes up. We just talk about Jason Kelsey's great career and winning a Super Bowl. So I, again, as someone who wanted him to retire and thought it was the right thing to do to walk away, I'm super happy for him. And on top of that, I think it helps the Eagles.
Yeah. So look, I agree with mostly everything you said there. And I think the thing I agree with most that you said is Brandon has earned the right to make this decision.
You can say that. What great way to put it, man.
Brandon should do whatever he
Who
wants.
Are we to get in the way of his decision?
I think that with this job, maybe more so my old job as this one as much. This is something we talk about. But there's supposed to be a bit of an unbiased where it's here's my opinion, right? And so but with Brandon, it's hard to be unbiased. You probably, I would say we both know him very well. I've covered him almost his whole career. You have had a good relationship with him. I just want that dude to be happy.
Me
right.
too.
So the way I've thought about it is if Brandon were to come to me for some reason, it was Elliot, I'm thinking of doing this.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Hey, you're the decider.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
right?
what to do.
I think what I would say is man, do whatever you want. You only get one shot at this, but you just had such a great ending. Are you is it really worth these next 10 games?
But again, I get that, but that's us. That's us.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
It's like when we look at our dog and be like, oh, he's sad today. But what? How the hell do you know that the dog's sad? You're projecting it on the dog. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's a little more maybe this isn't the best analogy, and tell me. It's almost like if your friend comes to you and goes I'm thinking of breaking up with my girlfriend. I
get it. But Brandon didn't do any of that. Brandon was sure he wanted to play this whole time.
Agreed.
That's the clear thing here. Brandon was not going around asking for advice. Brandon was I want to play, man. I get your point. I think if he were conflicted on it and we're meh, I don't think Brandon will ever regret this because he wanted to play. He always wanted to play. He's getting a chance.
I hope
and also the one thing we keep when we're doing this is we keep saying, oh, he went out story, but he could go out with an even more story.
Right.
He has a chance to go out as a 3-time champion and back to back. So we're focusing on if there's not a good year or whatever, what
there
about the positives of it?
So I don't
Brandon comes in and saves the season again,
I don't think he'll care if I say this on air, but Drew from Westchester texted and was saying if they win the Super Bowl this year and he gets to 80 sacks.
Yeah, I think he's wrong about it, but I think it's an interesting thing.
The Hall of Fame argument is a little interesting.
It's not though. I mean, what? It
was another interesting point. He brought up in 20 or however many years, 10 years when Brandon's eligible. The voters might be more into the analytical, the hurries. I don't know. I don't think he's going to get in, but it's an interesting point. But regardless, all right. So Brandon did a podcast interview with Bo Wolf, right? Or for PHL.
Shout out to Bo.
And awesome job by Bo. It was a great interview. And he talked in there about the decision to come back. And I just want to share a little bit of information because I don't know if you've heard this. He did say that when the season started, prior to signing Zadarius Smith, the Eagles called and wanted him to come back, and he essentially said no. And then, obviously, when Zadarius retired, he was I can't pass this opportunity up. So I thought that was interesting. The other interesting thing he said, and I think this is kind of public knowledge, and we all assumed it, but you said it too. I think Brandon, forced into retirement's not the correct term.
No.
But I think when
nudged, maybe.
Yeah, I think when he met with the Eagles, it was hey, I'll play. And they were probably well, why don't you think so I think the Eagles initially were probably it's better for Brandon. It's a storybook ending.
And also the 2017 thing. I think that is all stuck with Howie. I think Howie's he learned a lesson in 2017 and he thought this was part of that lesson.
So let's talk about that for a second, because this is kind of where some of my hesitation is with it too. And I want to be crystal clear before I make this point. I think the Eagles care a lot about Brandon. I've seen the way they interact with him. Howie talks glowingly about him, Jeffrey. But I don't personally love when you thought it was a good idea for the team in, March or whatever. Hey, maybe you should retire, right? And then he retires, and now it's
new information. Here's what it is. The guys you thought would be better aren't. Aziz Ojulari
but I don't
sucks.
love that reasoning for asking
Nolan
him.
Smith got hurt.
Right,
you don't know what he's going to be when he comes
but
back.
But the selling point, I would guess, was storybook ending.
No. See, I think you're giving the Eagles too much credit. I think I'm
saying what they said to Brandon.
I know whatever they said. My point is what they thought. I think they did it because they thought we want to get younger.
I
and we
agree
don't
with you. 100%.
So my point is that from who cares what they said to him? Ultimately?
Well, I care though. Is my point.
But what does it matter?
Because and it's not me. If you were making a big life decision, right, and you asked me advice on it, And I tried to persuade you into the path that helped me.
But again, you're assuming something. We don't know that. Again,
well, Brandon wanted to play.
Right, but the Eagles might have just been said, we're going in another direction. They might not have sold anything. They might have said, oh, story beginning. Like, they might have just said, hey, Brandon, like, we're going young. Like, you know,
Maybe.
what?
Yeah, you're right.
We're guessing what happened in those rooms. Like, we don't
that's
know.
Fair.
So I think at the end of the day, ultimately, the point is Brandon always wanted to play. The Eagles didn't want him at first, but then with new information and players not playing to what they thought and guys, they're like, oh, guess what? We were wrong. We need you, Brandon. Like, I have no problem with it.
Yeah. And like, you know, you were talking about Jordan on the Wizards, and like the thing I think about, you know, is like Iverson coming back to the Sixers, right? And like
that was a different thing though.
Well, let me just
go. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, so like when I picture Iverson, like I almost hate seeing the photos of him in like the last jersey he played in, you know, like, and I think with Brandon, like it's so cool to think of like the images that we see of his career of like the Super Bowls and stuff. And like now there'll be another collection of that. And I really hope that in 5 years, we don't look back at those pictures.
We won't. There's a big difference. There are multiple differences with the Allen thing. One, Allen didn't win 2 championships. Like BG's legacy is those 2 championships, no matter what. It's over. Like whatever else happens, it can get better.
Iverson's legacy was not impacted by him coming back.
That's the point.
BG's
and that was even
won't either.
And BG's is even more so. And again, this is how you feel.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but I think I'm surprised.
Well, I'm surprised.
Reaction.
There's a lot, but again, I think I go back to what I said. Like, who are we to make that decision for Brandon Graham? You know,
so I 100% agree with you, but like, everyone can still have an opinion on how
I get it. And look, here's the thing. I think that we won't. I think there's nothing that can happen this season that will in any way change other than good. Like, I don't think there's any bad that can happen this season where we will be like, Brandon. Like,
I agree with that. I think in 5 years, we won't look back and be like, well, he wasn't that good in 20.
And again, the upside of it is he could increase his legacy, which is already unbelievable to begin with. So like, I get your point. Like, I don't think there's any, in terms of like the looking back on it. No, I just don't think. And the other thing is this team's going for a championship. He's coming in to help. Like Allen, like that team wasn't good enough. Like I don't think there is a parallel in Philly sports to this situation.
Well, and like, so like the Jordan on the Wizards thing, and there's a difference there because it's a different team, right? And I think that matters. But like, I would be curious to know how he feels about the decision to do that.
Well, it's a different thing too with the Jordan. I just used it in terms of remembering things, but I mean, Jordan stepped away for a few years, like whereas BG. Like, that's the other thing with this is that BG, like, at least in his mind, and we're here, like, he never got out of football shape. Like, he never stopped thinking there was he never stopped thinking there was a chance he was going to play.
Out,
He kept that in his mind, which is a different thing than stepping away for a couple years or whatever. You know?
Well, it's interesting to view it from a way of like, he's wanted to play this whole time and the Eagles weren't letting him, and now they're letting him. But even though, and he said on this podcast, he had a chance to do it in September, turned it down. And you know, so that's interesting. I was thinking of this last night, and I feel like both you guys would be good on this. Like, is this the biggest unretirement to come back to a team in Philly? Like,
we talked about in the air.
I'm trying to think of like,
we
other
couldn't even
ones.
think of other ones. Like, there's almost none
of like I mean,
no,
a player
it
that
is
retired
easily the biggest. Easily.
So like, I don't know, man. Like, I just really hope it works out for him. Really where I land on it. You know, like I just don't love it. Like, it's not exciting to me. Like, I'm happy for him. Like, it's a cool story, but like, I really, really, really hope it works out for him.
Yeah, again,
I don't want him to have any regret. And maybe this is by doing it, you know.
I think by doing it, he's getting rid of that regret is the way I look at it. I think Brandon Graham, as much as we didn't have regret for him, again, I think that we all were like, what a perfect way to go out. I think he truly didn't want to end it that way. Like, even when we had him on a few days after he retired.
Yeah, I agree.
He said he was 90% retired.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a couple days after, who says that?
I agree.
Like, so I just, you know, I get it, but ultimately, like, I think we're trying to be like a protective parent or whatever.
And it's not our role.
No,
I agree.
As a 36-year-old man.
I know,
you know,
but it's still, I'm just being honest about how I feel.
Like, I get it. But I would encourage people, because again, I am someone who wanted him to retire. So like, I understand the feeling of wanting him to go out there. He's my favorite player ever.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted him out. Like I said, stop, don't do this, Brandon. But like, now as I think about it, and as this situation happens, like I have to step back and say, like, if he wants to do it and if he's excited about it, like I should be too. And I think for Eagles fans, like, embrace it. Like 55 is going to be on the field again. Like, that's freaking awesome. This is probably the last time we'll ever see him play. Like, you get a chance to see.
He didn't even play. He didn't rule out playing next year.
So who knows what's going to happen? But the point is like, I'll take every chance I can to watch Brandon Graham play football. Like, what a treat, So
I mean, maybe it's overthinking it.
I think it's overthinking it. And also, I think that we are putting our own feelings on what we want it to look like onto something that ultimately, like, we're trying to imagine how Brandon will feel if these things, because it's not like for us, we don't want Brandon to feel like he regretted it or go through something or whatever, but that's us putting it on him. You know what I mean? Like,
but there's also like the reality of what it could be like for a fan, like you're right. Like seeing Brandon back the first time he runs out of that tunnel and they introduce him will be awesome, right? Like it'll be a super cool moment. And again, I agree. In 5 years, nothing he does in these next 10 games will impact his legacy, right? Like his legacy is set in stone for most. Now, I actually think to your point, it could only get better, right? But there's also a world where this is not a fun experience for us. Like he doesn't play well. He gets hurt. Like, and I just don't want to see him.
I get it.
It's funny. My voice, it sounds like I'm almost near tears.
You are.
I know.
Elliot is crying for those not watching
exactly.
the video. You can see the tears.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Never mind. But I
love to do this. Never mind. I'm not gonna tell
I can never decide if it's a good story. So like in 6th grade, we watched The Perfect Storm in class. Do you remember that?
I've seen the movie. Yes. What a
Clooney,
strange movie to watch in class. Like what was
the for some reason,
what was the teaching points on Perfect
Storm? The teaching point was probably I don't want to teach today. It was probably the point of that. But for some reason I remember holding back tears that entire movie. I don't even know why. Like
so weird.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway,
really felt for them, huh?
Yeah, I didn't cry though. Because who would cry at that movie? But
they all die. So.
Yeah, true. I don't
spoiler alert for The Perfect Storm, but based on a true story. So
I just think there is a world where like this isn't the fun experience everybody thinks it's gonna.
And you're absolutely right.
And I hope that that's not what
I get it. You're absolutely right.
On the field now,
you are right. Yeah. There is a world where he doesn't play well. Like you said, he gets hurt. There's that where it's like,
what if he comes back and he's not good?
Well, of course,
they don't want to put him out there.
Yeah,
like, that's awkward too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of. So here's the thing. I think, and that could be a way to segue to the field, but I do think that the leadership stuff is paramount. Like I think that Brandon Graham is coming back to that locker room as much to be in the locker room as to give them snaps.
So how do you feel about that?
I love it. Okay. I think it's great. Like, how could it not be? He's the guy who brought it all together last year. Like, arguably, Brandon Graham calling the Jalen AJ thing out might have saved the season. Yeah. Like, we don't know. So, like, I don't know. How could it not be a good thing from that? I know that they want young guys to take over and stuff, but that's on offense. Like, they don't have guys on defense.
Well, I think they had guys they were hoping on defense.
But it is what it is. You're 8 weeks into the season or 7 weeks into the season.
Yeah, and that's like my thing so I think, first of all, Brandon will definitely be an advocate for Jalen Hurts in that locker room.
Big time.
And like, that's a big positive, right? But like, I think that like there's almost a level of this of like bringing in the shiny object everyone loves to cover up a bunch of issues. And I don't think it's fair to ask him to cover up those issues. Like they're only bringing him back because they whiffed on the edge rusher position a ton and it's not been good. And if the leadership thing, if they feel like they need Brandon's leadership in that locker room, then that means the guys they counted on to step up as leaders have not been there. Like we had a caller, I forget, I think her name was Sharifa. She called like a week ago and was like, who are the leaders on the defense? Right. And like, I think
Zach Bong kind of,
there's great players on the defense. Like, I don't know if Quignon's a leader. I don't know if Cooper's a leader. Nolan Smith is having a weird year. Like Jalen. So I think that there was a hope that like this young group of players would like form this like really strong leadership group. And like, I don't think it's happened. Now maybe Nakobe will be.
Well, I think Nakobe's a big part of it. And also look, I think that they're young, like a lot of them.
Well, and that's another thing to consider. A lot of these guys are like 15 years younger than Brandon is.
But they know him. They played with him. Like, I don't think that the fact, like, if they might just be too young, it might have been a bad situation for it. Like, I don't think that means they can't develop leadership traits moving forward.
No, for sure.
I don't think it's like, I think it's like you attempted to do something, it didn't work, so you're changing. And I think that's smart. Like, I think that's good. I think that's good management, right? I mean, if something's not working, don't you want to try and fix it? And I think that the Brandon thing, it's like, so I look at it from the other perspective where I think it's perfect. Like he comes in and helps you in a spot where you need it. Like you do need defensive line help. You need edge rush help. Like, and yes, is it possible he's not as good as he was? Sure. But is it possible he's also
he
an
played
upgrade?
Well last year.
Yeah. Like it's probable that he is an upgrade over what you have. And then you add in the leadership stuff. Like, I don't know. It just feels like you're addressing needs on the team.
So I agree with you on addressing needs on the team. And maybe Brandon does check the most boxes. But again, there is the reality of asking somebody to come out of retirement when they had the storybook ending, where I do think there is like a weighing the like, okay, how much is this like important that we help the team this year versus taking is not the right word, but like changing Brandon's ending, if that makes sense.
Again, I think that we are, and I wanted him to retire for that reason, but I think we are way overdoing this Brandon's ending thing. Like
I mean, we all agreed it was awesome when it happened.
It's his choice. It's his ending.
No, I know, but we all thought it was an awesome ending.
But like Brandon knows the risks in doing this. Like Brandon knows how this could play out and whatever, and he wants to do it. So it's like, I think it's like I almost feel like it's like offensive's not the right word, but it's like, I don't have the right to talk about his ending. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with you, but we do have the right, and the Eagles have the right to consider, like, to at least consider what they think is best for him and to not put their own needs first.
But I get it, but he doesn't want it. Like, again, you're like,
but just because he doesn't want it.
How like demeaning would it be if I went up to Brandon and I was like, hey, Brandon, listen, man, I know you want to play, but like, you had a great ending. Listen, I need you to not play because I think. Right. I think you had a perfect ending and you should go out like that. Like that's like, imagine like that's for like,
I get
thanks, man. I want to play. Like, what are we talking about here?
I get that point, but there is,
for me, I need you for me, Brandon. Now I don't care what you think of your ending. What I want with your ending, like that's messed up, right? I mean, it is,
but there's also a level of like doing what you think is best for somebody. Like, I think the way you're like, I get your point, but there's also a level of like, we all care about Brandon. And like when someone is making a decision, and for what it's worth, like the fan base seems very 50-50 on this.
I agree.
The reaction is,
but Brandon's not. And here's the thing I'm saying is like, my point is like,
well, we don't know what percentage Brandon is.
But it seems like you want to come back. My point is that for Brandon, like him, he might have spent the rest of his life being like, I regret my ending because I didn't get to, I could have had more in me.
Yeah.
Like, and all the football, like I've heard like Jason Kelsey's like, if you're not done, and like, that's the worst way to go out. The worst possible thing you can do is think you have stuff left in the tank and you can't play anymore. Like, so I actually think I get your point. For us, we're probably not going to get the goodbye to Brandon that was as perfect as it was before. But for him, this is potentially giving him the goodbye he wanted all along.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. And again, that's why the first thing I said was, if he wants to play, he should play.
Which he does. He wouldn't play if he didn't want to play.
And
it's like the Eagles forced him.
Agreed, 100%. I'm just like, I guess what I mean is in terms of asking him, like, there is a level of when someone in your life is making a decision where it's like, you want to try to protect them as well, even if maybe we're not right, or even if maybe it's our own interest. Like, I just hope it works out. Is real. Like,
well, of course we all do, but I think we have to step back and you know,
like, now the other thing is on the field, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be curious to see what he can do. So he made it sound like the plan is the Packers game, left the door open for the Giants game.
I mean, it sounded like the Giants game is very possible. I mean, Jeff Kerr tweeted out that he's likely going to play in the Giants game for what it's worth. Yeah, let me see what it said.
I just like the dude didn't have a training camp. He's going to have 3 practices that aren't even
Jeff Kerr said, we'll talk to BG Wednesday, but he's expected to be available on Sunday versus the Giants.
Yeah. So I think that's based off what he said on the pod.
Saying
yeah, no, I know. But
and that phrasing, he's expected to be available is different than you were like, he probably will play the Packers. Yeah.
So like, he didn't have a training camp, didn't have a off season, hasn't practiced all year. To put him out in an NFL game with 3 practices where one of them's a walkthrough, like these practices they do during the week are not true practices. They're nowhere near a training camp practice, right? So like, I hope he's ready. You know, if they're gonna put him out there, like I hope he's ready. But on the field, I'll be curious to see what he can give. Like, he's not had the off season. He's old. He's coming off tearing his tricep back to back. We've seen Nolan not recover from the tricep this year, but where he could help is he's excellent against the run. He's very good at setting the edge. And I thought he played well last year, but
played great last year.
Yeah.
You're real downer today. Look at you. You're like, everything is like, it's probably going to go poorly. Like, what about the fact that he might get on the field and be good to go? Like
he might, but like, I think we're masking, like we all love Brandon so much. I think we're masking this in a sense. Like he didn't walk away from the game like at 30, you know, like he was old.
Again, I don't think,
and also injuries played a part in why he walked away.
Again, I think you're like, will he help the Eagles? Probably.
I don't know why you're saying probably though. Like,
because Patrick Johnson has the most sacks on the defensive line. Why wouldn't he help
Patrick Johnson
or Josh Uche?
Patrick Johnson had a full off season. He had a training camp.
This is Brandon Graham. He's light years better than Patrick Johnson. You think that Brandon Graham is not an upgrade over what they have? Because that's what I'm saying.
I do not know what Brandon.
I think Brandon Graham, even coming off the couch, is an upgrade over what they have.
Maybe
that's what I think. And look, he might not. I think it'll take him a little while to get going for sure. But I think you're underrating that Brandon Graham knows his body and knows it. Do you think Brandon Graham would come back if he thought he was going to suck?
No, but I don't think any athlete comes back when they think they're going to suck.
Right, of course. But the point is, like, I think that with all these things that we've talked about today, you are looking at only the glass half full version and not the glass half.
Right, agreed. But
when
I think the counter would be
the glass half
looking
empty,
at the glass half full, right?
So no. Again, I am accepting that it might not work out. What I am saying is, personally, I'm looking at it as I am honoring what Brandon wants to do. Like, my whole thing is about what Brandon wants. And then, yes, I think from a pros and cons list, I think it is far more on the pros side than the cons from the Eagles' perspective to bring him back. Like, really, the only con is that it might be too old and it might not work out. You don't want to tarnish his legacy.
Those.
But again, like, why wouldn't you take the shot? It's just money. Like, it's better than trading for someone. Like, I don't understand how this is a bad move. Other than not wanting BG to tarnish his legacy, which is, again, our own thing. Like, that we have to deal with and reconcile with. Like, let him have his own thing. But other than that, like, why not take a shot?
So I'm fine with taking a shot. It's like the David Robertson signing, right, for the Phillies.
Yes.
It's like it doesn't cost anything. Like,
of course.
Why not? Just try it, right?
That's all I'm saying.
Right, but the point I'm making is,
we get that it might not work.
Yes.
You were just only focusing on, like, you sound like it's already not working.
No. Well, no. My point is, like, we'll see. That's all. Like, I don't view.
Of course, we all know that. But that,
yes,
again, like, you're ride the roller coaster. Like, people should be excited right now. It might not work out, but that doesn't mean that you can't be excited that Brandon Graham is going to play for the Eagles.
People should be excited. But
you're not.
Well, no, I'm just like I just want to be realistic about it.
I know. We hear it.
Yeah.
I think you're going too far with the realism.
But he's not played all year. Like, imagine if they signed. Hold on. Imagine if they signed someone who was a career Panther or whatever, right? And the guy was a legend for the Panthers, and he hadn't played all off season. He was 37. He tore his tricep twice last year. Like
they did that. We got excited about Shaq Leonard. It didn't work out, but when they signed him, I was like, hell yeah, bring Shaq Leonard in here, man. Let's go.
And we can feel that emotion. I'm just saying, like, ultimately this move is being made to try to help the team.
Yes.
Right? Like, okay.
And I think it is more likely than not that it helps the team, but I acknowledge that it might not. Like, of course.
Right. And I acknowledge it might. But, like, I think the expectation, hopefully everyone has realistic expectations of what
I think most people do. I think most people expect him to play like 10 to 15 snaps a game, and that's it. Like, and come in and help a little with the run, maybe get in on the quarterback a little bit, but, like, you're really bringing energy, leadership, and a capable player who is, someone we know can do the job, that at least from a coaching perspective and all that, do the job he's supposed to do. Like, I mean, what more are you asking for here?
Well,
like,
they need more from the edge. They need to go out.
Graham is not going to save the line.
It's like the David Robinson thing again, where, like, David Robinson was a nice pickup. Robertson, because they added Duran. Like that, you know what I mean? So, like, if BG is the move, like, that's not enough.
All right, Tucker, let's get you in on this, because I
don't think
that's what you said. I want to hear Tucker's thoughts on this. We haven't heard Tucker's thoughts.
I don't think I'm being any more negative than you are. I think we're on opposite ends of the spectrum here. I don't think either of us are in the middle, is the point I'm trying to make. Like, you can say I'm being too negative, but I think you're, like, and I understand
how am I being too positive? I'm accepting he might stink. He might, like, I
and
know.
I'm
but my point is like, this is like a no-brainer, take a shot move. Like, why? Of course I'm going to be excited because they added a potential guy who could help.
Right.
It might not work out. Like, I think you are focused. I think you sound like, hey guys, this probably isn't going to work out. Whereas I'm like, might work out.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. So I think you're actually like, I'm like kind of more towards the middle with the hope, and you are negative with like, maybe it'll work. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the difference in tone.
I think it's like from 1 to 10, you're a 6 and I'm a 4.
I think I'm like a 6 and you're like a 2.
So I would say I'm at very worst a 3.
Okay.
I'm certainly not a 2.
Just from what I'm feeling.
I know.
Tucker, your thoughts on this whole thing?
I just want to talk about, would the Phillies have beaten the Dodgers if David Robinson got in?
Yeah.
Could the Admiral have gotten the 8-9 hitters out in the 7th inning?
A 7-foot pitcher coming out there.
Could you imagine the extension he gets on the mound?
So that's why I corrected him, because there is a very famous David Robinson. I felt like I had to jump in.
The basketball player.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was
the Admiral.
The Admiral.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, break the tie.
I think I lean more towards James.
Shocker. No,
no, like I agree with Elliot that there is probably a more than likely chance that he isn't great. And Joe DeCamera even brought it up on the morning show that, like, if he's unplayable and by like week 14 or 15 he's inactive, like that might be embarrassing for Brandon, and like that might be worst case scenario. But I don't know. Like I said to Mary yesterday, I'm like, Brandon Graham's coming back, and she was like, whoa, I can't believe that's even possible. Like I thought he retired. We did this whole thing in the offseason.
Yeah.
We had the one-man show with Brandon and Joe DeCamera on the stage in Phoenixville. So
I forgot about that.
yeah, it kind of ruins it. We'll do BG Day too at some
It's gonna be
point.
great. May 5th.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see Brandon Graham on the field again.
Me
Like
too.
Brandon Graham on Sunday and the Kelly Green against the Giants.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Talking smack
gonna
out
be great
there.
theater.
And Elliot's going to be in the press box all upset.
Yeah,
I know. Elliott's gonna be like, oh,
Again.
God, Brandon, why are you doing this? Brandon,
Okay.
you still have time to go back on this.
I hope it all works out.
I know you do. I
Yeah.
know you do.
Yeah.
Me too, buddy.
I just like, okay. I mean, and Dominic Sue might be a better example than Shaq Leonard. Of like
We're great out
someone-
with Sue. Yeah, Sue was awesome.
Sue was very good.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I wasn't saying, I was saying with Shaq Leonard in the sense of like, Shaq, like no matter what, like even though Shaq Leonard didn't work out and there were warning signs, I was excited when they signed Shaq
Yeah.
Leonard. I was like, cool, let's take a shot on that guy.
Right.
I think Brandon Graham is a better signing than Shaq Leonard was in that
Yes,
moment.
I agree with
So
that.
that's all I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is that like they could have brought in any, whoever the best defensive end who isn't retired is waiting for a team to sign him. And I would have been excited that they added a defensive end who theoretically could help. The fact that it's Brandon Graham and we get to see 55 here and the excitement and all that, like it just, like, I think it's an awesome thing. It might not work out, and I acknowledge that, but today as it happens, like I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think like much like when Iverson came back to the Sixers, I think there's certainly just a like sports are supposed to be fun, be excited about it.
Sports
right?
are supposed to be fun.
Sports supposed to be fun. Hopefully this is fun.
Yeah, something else.
Hopefully it's fun.
All right, let's get to final thoughts before we get out.
All right.
Should we quickly do a task thing? Did you finish it?
No,
No spoilers?
I was away.
Oh, so
Kristen's
wow, I
away.
finished it before you. That is
I
like
know.
off the board. All
I
right,
know.
we won't say anything. Watch the finale.
I actually have a TV. So wait, actually, can I make one point to you that's football
of
related? 'Cause I think
course,
it's interesting.
yes,
All right.
yes.
So the running game, right? Obviously, has not been good.
Can you make a football point on the football pod?
Yeah.
Nope.
quick?
Sorry, we're done
Not
with
anymore.
football. Done
I
with
also have a
football.
TV show suggestion that I think you might like.
Ooh.
So the running game sucks, no question about it, right?
Mhm.
But like, now tell me if you think this is spin or not, or actually a good point. So Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson last night basically said the way defenses are playing them, they are just like solely focused on stopping the run. Like they are basically playing like goal line defense in the middle of the field because they're not letting them run it. Do you think there is an argument that because of that, the running game is more effective than we're giving it credit for?
Because it causes,
like-
it affects the
yes.
defense.
It's like when a defensive line doesn't have any sacks, but like it's because they're throwing it in a second, and so it's impacting the offense. What do you
I think
think?
it's a great take. Great
You
spin.
agree with it?
No, I don't know that. I mean, I think certainly to a point. Like I
Yeah.
think if defense are playing them that way and opens up passing, it is affecting the game.
The Super Bowl.
But it sounds more like spin
Yeah,
than
I
not.
think it might be.
But I
Yeah.
think it's great spin.
Well, I think it right?
sounds good.
It
That's
sounds
for
super
damn sure.
smart
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But I think the counter would be there just has to be times where you
Well,
need to get plus plays in the running
Also, they
game.
haven't been good enough passing the ball to say, you know what I mean? It's not like they took advantage of it for one game.
Agreed,
So,
agreed,
yeah,
agreed.
exactly. Yeah. All right. What you got?
Man, I feel like I had a bunch of good ones. Okay. I can't remember if I did this one, but I don't think I did. Do you think the Bible is the most memorized book in the entire world?
Great question. Yes, I do. What's wild about memorizing book? I mean, like you think about like back in the day, people used to memorize books. Like they used to like traveling, like people would travel around and tell stories and like all that. Like they would memorize books to be able to speak them back. Like priests would memorize the Bible. So yes, I just in general, I think with the amount of scripture that people quote,
Right.
the amount of times that people keep these in their heads and are able to pull them out in moments, or this part of this whatever
Right.
Deuteronomy, blah blah blah, and whatever. Yes, I think if I had to bet, I think it's
I
a
think it
very
probably
interesting
is,
thought.
right?
I think it is. Yeah.
So Kristen spent, I don't know, this is so fun. Like she spent $10 on demand on this like Benjamin Franklin like documentary. First of all, I would never
What?
spend $10 on demand without asking Kristen. She
Oh no
figured it
way,
out,
dude!
right?
I would honestly, I don't think that I would spend $10 on demand.
That's what I mean.
Even
Yeah.
asking Emily,
So
it
anyway.
might be something I really want. I'd be like, nah,
Well,
I
here's what I'll
can't. I
say.
can't ask Emily about that.
I've been
That's too
falling
much.
asleep to it, and it's very nice. I'll be real. Like it is a beautiful like lullaby to fall asleep to. Right?
I go
But
$10.
They were
for
making
bedtime
they were
noise.
making the point in there about how like with the printing press, you had to be so particular and sure of what you wanted to do before you did it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Literally, like now I feel like I just like fire off a
Well, I
tweet
mean,
and
think
it's
about,
immediate.
you're a little young for this. You never had to work. Use,
the printing press.
no. I'm giving a more recent example. Like
Okay.
you never used a typewriter, did you?
Not in any
So
real
I
sense,
did.
yeah.
I was old enough where when I was
Wow.
young, like, yeah, dude, we didn't have like a computer class, like 5th grade, 6th grade, like whatever.
So you used a typewriter?
Like they had, yeah, like
for what?
not constantly.
Okay.
We like learned on a typewriter, learned how to use a
I
typewriter.
do like the
because,
sound typewriters.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But the thing with typewriters is like, if you like, it is so annoying to change a mistake. Like you have to go and find the exact spot and roll the thing up and get it to spot. And then you do the little white out and then you do that and it never looks exact. You could always tell where people made mistakes. It's like a half inch off or this, like that's the way we used to live 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like
I used to have a typewriter in my house growing up, but I would just like, pretend and type on it. Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's a crazy thing to think about.
But there is like a elegance, I think, of like typing something on a typewriter where it's like I put so much thought into every word here. Whereas I feel like now, I don't know how we got here from the book, but like now you can just really type whatever you want and like you don't have to put as much thought into it.
You don't even know how to spell anymore. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like think about that, but you used to have to spell everything right and know you spelled it right. Really the disparate nature of our two final thoughts. I was thinking this watching Sunday, and Emily agreed with me. I'm not 100% sure if it's right or not.
Is this about Task?
No.
Okay.
It's, like I said, it's nothing to do with it. Is Michael Strahan the most successful gap tooth person who has ever lived?
Wow. I mean, yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to.
I mean, there's some
feel
others.
Like there's a famous model that's
no, there's some others. There's actors. There are people, but I feel like
else?
Michael Strahan. So I didn't really feel like doing the whole like list. We could pull it up.
Well, I'm curious at this point.
I
feel like gap tooths are like kind of in again.
Are they really?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like you see models with them.
I mean, you Google famous gap tooth person, Michael Strahan's the first.
Yeah, I think
person
it's gotta be.
I think it's him.
Oh, Anna Paquin, gap toothed.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's an actress. You'd recognize. Did you watch
I see the picture.
True Blood?
Well,
Sookie. She was Sookie on True Blood.
Nah, I don't watch True Blood. The girl from White Lotus is. Oh yeah, she's up there. The girl from White Lotus is gap.
Oh, Madonna kind of had a little gap, a little bit.
I think the difference is Strahan is famous for his gap tooth.
A little bit.
That's a slight gap.
Yeah, it was a gap though. Yeah, I think Michael Strahan is the clear winning answer.
Well, all right. Who do you think has the most famous unibrow?
Anthony Davis. I mean,
thinking,
probably.
yeah.
I mean, they called him the Brow.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, wrong answer. I'm sorry, Bert from Bert and
Ernie.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't you think?
That's fair.
I mean, it's like literally just
more
like,
people know who Bert is without
right?
question. Now,
Yeah. So
now slight issue. He's not a human. But sure. Yeah, we want to go with
He's Ernie's best friend though.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're close.
They are.
Yeah. They live together.
They do.
Yeah.
They're roommates.
Yeah, they are. How old do you think they're supposed to be?
Bert and Ernie?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. I never really thought about
I think they might
ages.
be the most aged.
Less.
Yeah, like you could tell me they're in their 30s. I guess they're obviously not like 4.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
have bills and stuff. So I mean, like they own a house. Like there must be some level of maturity.
This is great. This is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Bert
it is
and
funny
Ernie.
to think about like characters like that having like real world
Oh,
problems.
I like,
Like,
man.
Bert comes home. He's like, Ernie, where's your Comcast? I need half the Comcast
Yeah.
bill.
Bert comes. I have to get back surgery, Ernie.
yeah.
I'm really nervous about it.
You said you were going to do the dishes.
Good stuff. All
It
right.
happens amongst friends.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Close friends.
Yes.
All right. We will be back on Thursday with a pod. We'll have the picks on Friday. We've got the show on Saturday, all kinds of stuff lined up. Big game. What we get to do on Thursday, Elliot, for the first time since that, I guess, Giants playoff game, but like that was a joke.
Right.
We actually get to like talk about an Eagles Giants game where
Yeah.
we're like, we gotta beat the Giants.
Yeah.
We're gonna dunk it.
I haven't seen the line yet. I'll be curious to know what the line is.
I know what the line is.
Should you not
Would you
tell
like
me
to?
though?
Oh, we can just do it now. You want to do it?
Sure, I'll guess now.
Yeah, I haven't seen if it changed. I saw it yesterday. I'm
Okay.
assuming it's still the same.
5.5.
Eagles are a 7-point.
Ooh, that's an Eagles
It's a
line.
good line.
Yeah, it's an Eagles
Look,
line.
we'll get into it on Thursday. I can't imagine they're going to lose to the
I
Giants
can't
twice
either.
in a year.
I agree.
You know, so we'll see. Kelly
Yeah.
Green's at home. Like, I'll be at the game.
I'm happy that you'll be at. Oh,
Emily and I going to the game.
Right.
Go and hang with Rhea. It's going to be a great time.
I do like they're wearing Kelly Greens against division rivals.
Me too. It's
better than
it
like
should
the
be that way.
Dolphins
I
and the
totally agree with
Jags.
you.
Yeah.
BG and the Kelly Green.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
All right, we'll be back later in the week. Until then, he's Item James.